Welcome to Truly Heal and our functional medicine app version 3.0. I thought I'll give you a short introduction on the app, what it contains. Yeah, you can log in with your username and password from anywhere in the world because it's a cloud-based application and you have instant access to your clients. Now, once you log in, you have two possibilities. One is the booking screen where you can set up appointments, or you can go directly to your clients and bypass this booking department if you already have an application in your clinic to note everything with your clients. Now, when you select a client or a date, it jumps into the screen where you can set up either a new client, or you can pick an existing client, or you can simply click here on the appointment of the day and then go to client overview with the client already loaded. As soon as you come to the client overview, you have two main screens. On the right hand side, you have all your notes, and I've made just some sample notes. And on the left hand side, you have first the client details, which you can edit up here. Underneath, you have bookings, which you can add new bookings or see when the client is on and go to that booking, make some little changes. And then you have here the navigation, the filter. Now the filter is for the right hand side. If I have made notes about toxicity or notes about infections or about body systems, different body system, gastrointestinal, whereas another one, body systems, hepatic, everything to do with the liver, then those notes are all as I made them. And that can be very confusing. In some cases, we have up to 200 notes. And that's where the filter comes in. Now, if I turn them all off, you see no notes on this side. Now, if I would go into deficiencies, it says, sorry, no notes. So I haven't worked in that area. We haven't checked for deficiencies. We haven't even looked. So it's not relevant. Whereas infections, we've already noted down that the client had different tests and had certain results back. So it is something that helps me very fast to very clearly focus on the area of concern. Now here we see it's the third follow-up, body systems, gastrointestinal health. We have body systems endocrine, we have checked, we have pancreatic health, we have checked. So it's very easy. The additional factor here is that we have flags, and that's below. Now flags will help me to mark area with alarm. An area that really needs to be addressed very fast. In treatment, we've already started. We have developed a protocol and we're working on it. Or we have pathology. We've sent our tests to the lab and waiting for results, or we are waiting for feedback on certain, glucose markers or toxicity tests or whatever. We have also team notes. If I mark something with team, I want the whole team to know. And that's very fast to check and then get all my team notes at once. And that's the next benefit. So if you have all your notes, let's say we turn them all on, but we have here all flags off. Okay, now I want to see everything with team. Sorry, no notes, but we'll make one now so that you see how it works. All right. Now let's go into the consultation area. This is actually the powerhouse of the app. This is where I call it my cheat sheet. It's where I seem to be extremely knowledgeable at any given situation without even remembering it. And that's what I feel a lot of people have the problem. It's just too overwhelming. It's way too much knowledge and therefore quite demanding. Now, the back end is built very, very systematically. So in the first stage, we have client intake, and I'll go into that in a moment. Then we have all the body systems, which you already saw in the beginning: respiratory, cardiovascular, gastrointestinal, hepatic, the liver, pancreatic, urinary, and endocrine system. And that's where you really can check. Let's just open up gastrointestinal for an example. Symptoms that people can have, which is where you start going through, all the different things. And then in here, we have everything related. Causes can be, and then we move into the causes. So let's just go back and we go into gut conditions and associated tests. And food sensitivities is very important. Leaky gut, if somebody has celiac disease, then allergies, dysbiosis, alkalinity, acidity, gut balance. and then toxicity in the gut, deficiencies and malabsorption, and stress-related gut problems. So again, if we open up leaky gut, then you have here all the tests, you have all the different relevant things you should know about leaky gut, and that should be right at your fingertips. So the system of working through all the different body systems is always built on the same, whether you're looking at liver health, whether you're looking at cardiovascular health, it's done in the same way. Now let's just go back. We had, one more. Okay, we had body systems, but then we have overall problems that always are directly linked to degenerative diseases, and that's inflammation, deficiencies, infections, and toxins. They are extremely relevant, and I just noticed that systemic health, I changed that, actually needs to be up on the top. That's another issue that we need to address in regards to mitochondrial dysfunction, oxygenation, and acidosis. Very important subjects. Again, all of them are completely detailed with many back-end informations that help you to find the cause and resolve it with the right treatment. Now, I told you that inflammation, deficiencies, infections, toxicity are very deep subjects. And let's just go into toxicity very short. We have types of toxicity, test for toxicity, and again, it's completely divided into minerals, DNA, functional liver, detox profile, heavy metal challenging test, hair. And it's always, when you open it up, clearly defined what it does, how it's done, where you can get it, and what all the relevant information to it is. Now going back to toxicity, and we look for heavy metal detailed analysis. Now you get a test back from a client, and it shows, let's say, a high level of mercury, which is very common today. Then you know the toxic effects, you know the chelators, which are relevant, mineral antagonists, because a lot of people, they try to detoxify without supplementing of selenium, zinc, iron, iodine, which is a very important factor, otherwise it doesn't work, and where you can get that from. So all minerals, whether that's a lead poisoning, toxic effects, sources, then you have chelation of lead and mineral antagonists. And you can see zinc and magnesium and calcium are always everywhere. So that's very important to have those levels very accurate. And let's just go back, just for the sake of fun, and cross-reference that in deficiencies. Now, if we go into deficiencies, we have vitamin, minerals, and digestive enzymes, amino, everything that can be deficient. But if we now open up minerals, and then we look at zinc, which we had before, then you have here functions, implications of low zinc, supplementation, absorption, nutrient interaction, sources where you can get them, absorption inhibited by excess sugar, insufficient stomach HCl. So if you know what you look out for, it's a lot easier to get to that root problem that can prevent an uptake of a mineral or digestive issues. Drug interactions, synergistic nutrients, metal antagonist, and tests. And then you have just here, metal antagonists. Look, lead, cobalt, cadmium, nickel, and mercury. So again, we have the cross-reference here that this is equally important that you supplement properly in order to detoxify mercury or lead or whatever it is. Now going back to the main screen, which is toxicity, infections, deficiency, we've also added psychological health. And psychological health is really important in breaking it down. A lot of people, they recommend when you have stress or when you have problems to breathe, to meditate, to do all sorts of things, but that works as long as the husband, if in case it's relationship stress, the husband is not at home or the wife isn't there. But if they come back, stress is back to peak. And that's where we need to learn to deal with these situations. Now, a very big portion of our training program and our education program is based on resolving those areas. And Dean Ornish said it really nice. If you help a person to resolve or live a very productive life in that area, relationship or financial or work, and you give them tools to handle that, that's when disease vanishes. And that's why we've built that not only here into the types where we define them, but also into the symptoms, into the causes, and into the treatments of stress, where we really look at active treatments, changing beliefs, changing attitude, energy treatments to support that, herbs and supplements in regards to that, learning how to handle each area of life, very, very helpful, which all our coaches learn, and that's a huge benefit in transforming someone's life and learning to love your problems and your challenges and your adversaries. Because once you appreciate them, not as an adversary, but as someone who helps you grow, all of a sudden things turn completely. So that's part of the program as well. I spoke already about systemic health, which is really focusing on mitochondrial dysfunction, oxygenation, and acidosis, which are the milieu of the body, the energy in the fish tank, as I always call it, where your fish swim belly up or really get vibrant and alive. And then we've added cancer treatments, which is a complete subject on its own, with all immune modulating therapies, natural anti-cancer remedies, energy medicine, medical treatments, accompanying treatments, and specialized cancer tests. We've packed that separately because that was actually the origin of the treatment. And you can see here Artemisia, for example, what it does, how it is used, cautions, and then all the research, what kind of cancers it's used for. So it's very, very detailed, and you can see it's a whole range of cancer treatments, all completely backed up with everything that you can do. And that gives you, first of all, the advantage to have right there all your research studies and to look what they do, in which cases they were most successful, and secondary then how to apply them in the most effective way. That's pretty much the overview. Now, all of those subjects dive into 5 subjects with lots of content, and we've created for our health professionals and our coaches a training app which takes you through the medical history, where you learn how to fill out a questionnaire with your client. It's actually pre-done. It's very simple, very easy. You can see here a whole range of different areas that we check. Cardiovascular health, you remember from all the back end, respiratory health, urinary health, oral health, endocrine health, hormone health. We check all of those areas in the questionnaire already. So if we open up endocrine health, for example, we open it up here, then you see you have here questions and what those answers will tell you. There is always indications that lead you in the right direction. And all of those question and answers are already preset and pre-done to give you the right guidance. And this is where I thought I'll show you now the note-taking tool, which is a real big treasure. Now, if no notes have been made for that subject, it just says the word note. But if there is already a note and flag, you can open it up. So you open up, you can see here the blue frame around the area. Now, this would be where you have your questions and you have your client opposite, and you go through all of those questions, and you take your notes. And I just written here a few, googly-boobs just to show you how it works. You can write here all your answers. You can take notes to that area. And let's say endocrine health really throws up all red flags. There is lots of hormonal problems. There is all sorts of indications all there, just going through all the side effects here with estrogen health and the problems, or adrenal health. And that will give you so much clarity. That's an area of concern which you would then flag. Now, if you have flagged that with a red flag, then that's indicated in your display with a red mark. You can also say, okay, we've sent off hormone test and we're waiting for results. We haven't started treatments yet. If the test is back and we've started treatments, you can just change those flags and save it, and that's it. And that will then update here the flags on the side. Now it's in treatment and it's still in alarm, and it's easy for you to maintain an overview. Now let's close this down for a moment, and you think about, you've gone through all of those areas, asked your questions. Sometimes it's just a few, sometimes it's many, and you would have gone through and you see exactly, okay, look, these areas are okay, and there is a few green ones, that's all okay, we don't need to worry, but these ones are very intense, or dangerous, and then you can build your priority plan from that and go into the back end. Let's just go back and say digestive health. We've dealt with that, so we go into, and that was flagged red. Let's go into gastrointestinal health and really work through all the different symptoms, all the different tests, and all the different treatments that are available to really provide the best solution for the client of all. And that's again broken down in dietary fundamentals, in diet, and treatments and nutrients, which really then breaks it down into that supplementation program. Again, you can see it's broken down again into subchapters. Pathogenic treatment if you have bacteria loads that are completely overgrown, constipation, diarrhea, inflammation, and gut lining healing, which makes it very specific. It's not a general one-size-fits-all program. It's very specific to repair the problem that is there. Now, all of those treatments, all of those recommendations are all based on evidence. We haven't added hype. We haven't added any kind of hearsay protocol. If we don't find research studies, if we don't find evidence that it works, it's not in there. And that's why this is a really handy tool to stay on a very professional level without getting dragged into that cure modus that very often is very misleading and doesn't work. Now, for all those who are interested in our coaching program or in our health practitioner certification, you will get the app right at the moment of start. So when you sign up for the program, you have the app, you have the whole content. You can use it for your own note-taking. You can work with your student sample cases through the program, which really helps you to implement, to use it on a very sophisticated level. Plus, we have created training videos for you on how to set up your clients, how to work through your account, how to set up, your own, to set up your company logo for printing out reports and everything. If you go into settings, you can see here, you can change American and European time, calendar settings, the idle time, very important if you want to leave it on your app, on your iPad, and you want to walk out so that your clients can't log in with your username and check what you've written about them. Then you can set the app idle time, calendar, or clients. Here I set it to clients, and now the app will restart completely and will not start with the calendar settings, but will go directly into the client screen, which then allows me to open up the client from there. All right. Thanks for listening. In the back end, we'll have a whole lot more. I just wanted to give you an overview about the app and hope you're as excited as me about this massive cheat sheet that guarantees you incredible insights right when you need them.